So, I thought I would start this with a little disclaimer. I am in no way, shape or form a professional spray paint user, but here is my setup before I get going. I have taped some bin bags so that I don't spray all over the walls and surrounding furniture in the space I'm using, which is really well ventilated because it goes to the backyard. But this is what we're looking at so far. I will include links to things that I've got online so that you can have a quick look at those. I also have a broken takeaway container so that I can use it to prop up the canvas as I'm spraying. Now the two colours on the end were not what I ordered, they were all meant to be neon, but I'm going to have a go and see what I end up with as I go along. Catch you in a bit. I figured, as I don't plan on using green a lot, as it's probably one of my least favourite colours on its own, I would give it a go for the base, so I can just get used to the material. It says to whisk when shaking, so whisking I am, and let's see how this goes. I'll leave this for 30 minutes, as advised on the can. It isn't the fullest of colours from what I can see on the light shining on it. We have a little patchy bit here, and some white still coming through. But we will let that dry and come back and do the next one relatively soon. Okay, so we are back for round 2 with Paint Factory's Colour It in grass green, the least favourite of colours on its own. I've had a little touch, it's touch dry, so what I'm going to do is just twizzle it round on my very expensive takeaway box so that I can get this edge, which is hardest to reach round to. I've got to say, if you look on the bin bags, there is some green, so I am super glad that I put this very expensive setup together. And let's get round to on the go. That smells really unpleasant. But most of it is being caught by my lovely bin bags. So I'm going to give that another 20-30 minutes and come in for the actual colours that I want. So we are now touch dry. Let's see if we can make the colours I want in the background, although I'm not 100% sure how I want them. I know I want blue near the top, which is my nephew's favourite colour, but it won't work for the whole image, so we'll see what happens. Oh, that is deeply unpleasant. Decided I'm going to go for yellow next. These don't seem to shake as well as the other ones have, to be completely honest. We seem to have a little bit of pooling on the edge, but that shouldn't matter for what I'm intending to do. Just going back over to try and get some kind of fading action going on. I'm going to leave that for now, let it dry, and come back in another 30 minutes. See what happens. And here we go for going. So I feel we need a little bit more in the yellowy area. And a lot more in the blue. I'm using the nozzle. Doesn't seem to be giving a lot, but hopefully it will flatten down a little. Unfortunately, I can't go that way as opposed to doing the stripes that way, otherwise the colours just aren't going to work as well as they seem to be at the moment. So I'll give that another 35 minutes and come back and see what it looks like. So we are back after multiple coats, and let's see how we do with black. Heavens, this is hard to spray. It's the Paint Factory Acrylic Matte Black. Yep, but this isn't working. Bear with me. May have it. No. No, I'm going to have to pop this down. No, this one does not want to play. So yeah, it's definitely a windier day today than it was yesterday, and I found the problem I had had with the Acrylic in black matte. It says the May. I can't focus on that. Oh, almost. There may be a safety disc. There was indeed a safety disc which I didn't find, but I've since found it. So I'm going to give a final coat, hopefully, of black and let that dry, and then we can crack on. Oh, look at that, first pressing, it's straight out of the bag. Somewhat embarrassing, but hey ho. And obviously, because we're doing one colour all over, I can go in both directions again, like we did with the base coat of green, which we couldn't do with the neons because 2 directions was not going to work for us. Right, I will leave that dry. I will probably leave it longer than the 30 minutes that it says to on the tin because I'm not in any particular rush and I want to make sure that everything is dry underneath. Okay, so I'm going to give it a quick wipe and see what happens. And if I wipe any further, I'm going to go, sorry, if I laser any further, I'm going to go through to the green. So we're going to have to call it quits there, I believe. So we do have colour coming through, but I am going to need to give it a good wipe, and preferably not in the machine. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh my goodness, it actually does. That's actually really cool.